Welcome to Whisper Saga, the realm of captivating tales and tranquil narratives. We're thrilled to have you here, and we invite you to immerse yourself in the enchanting world of whispers. Sit back, relax, and let our stories carry you away. In the stillness of a moonlit night, I found myself driving through a desolate forest. My destination, an old, decrepit house hidden deep within the woods. The invitation to stay at this peculiar place had come from a distant relative, one I had never met, and the only information provided was an address and a cryptic promise of an unforgettable experience. As I navigated winding, unpaved roads, the forest seemed to close in around me, the towering trees blocking out the moonlight. An eerie chill settled over me as I arrived at the address. The old house stood at the end of a long, overgrown driveway, surrounded by a sea of gnarled, skeletal trees. It was a place frozen in time, a relic from a bygone era. Reluctance gripped me, but my curiosity and sense of adventure pushed me forward. The door creaked open, and I entered the dimly lit foyer. The air was heavy with the scent of aged wood and faded memories. Dust motes danced in the feeble light, casting elongated shadows. The interior of the house was as unsettling as its exterior. Antique furniture lay draped with dusty cloths, and faded paintings adorned the walls, their subjects staring back at me with lifeless eyes. It was clear that no one had lived here in years, and the silence was deafening. As I explored further, I discovered a library filled with ancient tomes and an ornate ballroom, its chandeliers covered in cobwebs. Each room I entered was a journey through time, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following my every move. Night fell, and the house took on a more ominous air. In my room, I felt a chill that went beyond the physical. There were whispers, faint and incomprehensible, that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. I couldn't sleep, and my curiosity got the better of me. The corridors twisted and turned, and the old house seemed to have a life of its own. The feeling of being watched intensified. It was as if the walls themselves were alive, bearing witness to a history too dark to comprehend. In a hidden corner of the house, I discovered a locked door. It was unlike the other rooms, its wood worn and discolored. I couldn't resist the urge to investigate further. With a rusty key I found in a drawer, I unlocked the door and entered, and the room within sent shivers down my spine. It was a chamber of horrors, adorned with gruesome paintings, dark symbols, and relics that hinted at a history of malevolent rituals. The air grew oppressive, and the whispers that had plagued me all night grew into anguished cries that reverberated through the room. I fled the chamber, my heart pounding, but the house itself seemed to conspire against my escape. Doors slammed shut, the walls closed in, and I was lost in a labyrinth of shadows and terror. It was as if the house had claimed me as its own. Days turned to nights, and nights into a timeless eternity. I was trapped in a nightmarish existence, unable to distinguish between reality and the macabre dreams that haunted my sleepless nights. The house's sinister secrets continued to unravel, each revelation plunging me deeper into madness. In my desperation, I scoured the house for answers, discovering journals and letters that revealed the house's history. It had once been a haven for a cult that practiced unspeakable rituals, invoking dark forces that had cursed the very foundations of the house. Their ultimate goal had been to achieve immortality, but it had come at a price too terrible to fathom. As the darkness closed in, I realized that the house itself was the vessel of their malevolence. It fed on the fear, suffering, and despair of its inhabitants, eternally bound to the evil that had been unleashed within its walls. With every revelation, I could feel the malevolent presence growing stronger, drawing closer, as if it sought to claim my soul for all eternity. I was no longer a guest, but a prisoner, a plaything for the malevolent entity that resided within the very heart of the old house. In the darkest hours of my ordeal, I resolved to break the curse, to confront the malevolence that had ensnared me. Armed with newfound knowledge, I delved into the cursed chamber, seeking a way to banish the entity once and for all. As I performed a counter-ritual, invoking ancient incantations, the house trembled and groaned. Shadows writhed, and the very walls seemed to bleed. I could hear the anguished wails of the cult members as their cursed souls were released. With a final, thunderous roar, the house itself seemed to collapse in on itself, and I was consumed by darkness. When I awoke, it was to the sight of the sun filtering through the trees. The old house was gone, reduced to rubble, and the forest was silent once more. I had escaped the malevolence that had ensnared me, but the memories of that nightmarish ordeal would haunt me forever. I may have banished the evil that resided in the old house, but I knew that its malevolence would endure, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross its path. As I left the forest behind, I couldn't help but wonder if the curse had truly been broken, or if the malevolent entity had simply found a new vessel, ready to ensnare the next foolhardy adventurer who dared to explore the secrets hidden in the heart of the woods. The horror of that night would remain etched in my soul, a constant reminder that some mysteries are best left untouched, and that the malevolent forces that lurk in the darkness are beyond human comprehension. And so, dear listeners, I leave you with a cautionary tale of a nightmarish adventure, a chilling reminder that the line between the real and the supernatural can blur, and that some horrors are better left unexplored. The house in the woods has vanished, but the malevolence that resided within it endures, waiting to claim its next victim in the depths of the forest. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the whispering woods and the haunted house. If you enjoyed this bone-chilling tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Whisper Saga for more hair-raising adventures. Stay tuned for more spine-tingling stories that will keep you up at night.